Joining us right now, though, as promised, is Congressman Bill Flores from the great state of Texas. Hello, Congressman.
Hello, Steve. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? I got a question for you, though.
Yes, sir.
What the heck is Barack Obama doing wearing a cowboy hat down in Texas?
Well, first of all, let me say this. We welcome him to Texas because we Texans believe that we're doing it right down here, and we have to be hopeful that he could possibly learn some key things to take back to Washington with him.
Well, absolutely. We should point out that when you look at unemployment rates, Texas is right up there with one of the lowest in the nation. When you look at the economy, you look at job growth, you look at people coming, businesses coming, Texas is doing everything right. Ted Cruz said that he would like to be able to teach the president something. You got Rick Perry says that this is the right place for Obama to come and tout economic growth. But do you think that the president is coming to Texas, which is so economically successful, to try to take the credit for it?
Well, I would hope not, because it would not be a good place to do it, because we Texans, I think, are we realize that what our strengths and weaknesses are, and we don't think that we would find it appropriate for the president to take credit for what we've done here.
All right. For instance, Texas ranks 18th when it comes to unemployment at 6.4%, and Barack Obama's home state of Illinois ranks 50th with 9.5%. Talk about some of the things that Texas does right that Barack Obama can learn from if he's had any desire to do so, which I don't think he does.
Well, first of all, when we look at our tax policy, I mean, we have a tax system that tries to maintain taxes as low as possible, consistent with the provision of government services that are needed by our population. And so, we can't do everything for everybody, and we realize that we can't. And so we try to set our taxes based on doing what's essential, what's essential state government services are. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we have a fiscal policy that is based on a balanced budget, and so that we don't have our state government taking more capital out of the private sector than is needed to. And then probably one of the more important things in Texas is we have a balanced regulatory scheme where we look at real-world science. But when we set our regulations, we look at real-world cost-benefit analyses, and we design regulations to protect our citizens at the same time, not to be overly burdensome on the private sector. And then last, but certainly not least, we believe strongly in an all-of-the-above American energy solution for American energy security.
Well, you're absolutely right, and we're talking to Congressman Bill Flores here on the Steve Malzberg Show about President Obama's trip to Texas today. It's the second trip to Texas in 2 weeks. Now, Democrats certainly would like to make their presence felt in your state, a traditionally Republican state on every level, and they do have hopes of raising their profile with trips like this by the president. Immigration certainly is something that the president's going to talk about in your state, a border state, which is very big there. Is that a winning issue when Obama talks about that, or is that not a winning issue?
Well, I think it's a winning issue for those of us that have put together what we call the Texas Solution, which was an immigration plan that was based on the real issues that face all of America. It was based on a program to a path to legal status for the folks that are here illegally. It was based on having a secure border. It was based on setting up a visa system that's based on the real demands of the labor market and not any sort of alternative measures or lotteries or anything like that. It's something where I think that conservatives can win on this in Texas as well as across the rest of the country. And some elements of the Texas Solution that were in the GOP convention plan that we had from the GOP convention in Texas wound up in the national GOP plan. We just didn't talk about them enough.
No, right. Absolutely. What do you think of Ted Cruz's amendment proposal that he says he's going to put forth that illegal immigrants will have no path to citizenship?
Well, I haven't read it yet, so I can't really comment on it at this point in time. If you look really at the underlying issue, the underlying issue is not not, the folks that are here illegally are here to become citizens. They're really just here for a job for the most part. And so if they square themselves with the law, if they reconcile themselves with the laws that they've broken, and if they pay their back taxes and pay their fines and so forth, really all they want is the opportunity to have a job. And if we can do that in such a way where we're not displacing our indigenous Americans,
right,
then I think we're probably okay in doing this. So most of them didn't come here for citizenship.
So you're saying if you could
a path to citizenship?
Okay, so you're agreeing in principle with Ted Cruz.
I am agreeing in principle with Ted Cruz. I'm just not. I haven't read
right,
it, so
I see.
can't agree with it.
Gotcha.
100%.
Wanted to make it clear. Hey,
I'm not disagreeing. Let me put it that way.
Gotcha. Congressman, thank you so much. I hope you'll come back, sir.
Steve, great talking to you.
Take care. Congressman Bill Flores, ladies and gentlemen, from the great state of Texas.